Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 40, Recharge Your Soul. Alright, we'll get right into the homestead update because the disclaimer will go with it. Illness has descended upon the homestead, as you can probably tell from my voice, the raspiness, and the several pauses that I'm going to have to make because I'm going to have a coughing fit. We are all sick here. Well, I should say the elder folk are sick here. The two youngest, it doesn't faze them. It's respiratory, a lot of coughing, a lot of times where the O2 level in the blood has dropped down. Not terrible. You don't really have to get too worried about it until it hits below 90. And the lowest I've hit so far is like 91. I'm staying right around 94, 95. But I've got it in the lungs. I can really feel it. And I work in a cold environment at work. And tomorrow, I'm recording this on July 4th. So, happy July 4th, Independence Day to you all. Even though you won't hear this until Friday. But I am going back to work tomorrow and in a very cold spot. So I'm actually probably going to take this neck warmer to put up over my mouth to try to keep warm air in me. Because the cold air really makes me get to coughing. Okay, so other than sick, it is hot. Hot. We are in the 90s here. Humidity's high. It is not supposed to be this hot yet. Of course, most of the country here in the United States are pretty much dealing with the same stuff. It's hot. I'm really glad I don't live in Texas right now because it is just like, I think you could fry an egg on the rock in the shade. So, but it is hot here. We have been getting decent amount of rain, so we don't have issues with that really yet. I mean, it did dry a little bit, but I haven't had to water the garden, so that's great. Of course, some of my garden beds, if you've seen, are actually like wicking beds. I drill holes in the sides so that the bottom can retain some of that water. Okay, and we're getting ready to go camping. I opened up the camper. Need to de-winterize it, clean it all out, mop it, get everything spotless. Got the ant traps in there to try to get rid of ants because they seem to like to go in there for some reason. I mean, there's like 20 of the queen flying ants in there that were dead, so at least they didn't make it out. But I did not get much done last weekend. I didn't get hardly anything done today. Did do inside like computer stuff. If you remember my Discord, you'll see like I updated some things on one of my other channels and stuff, but not really much outside. Just the heat, temperature changes, and every time I do something I start to cough and kind of get energy wanes a little bit. But we're going to be getting better. I'm good for it. But we are going camping next week. Shouldn't affect the show much. Almost thought about doing a live show, but I don't think I'm going to leave it up to that, just in case something goes wrong. We are going to a KOA campground north of Columbus. Mount Gilead is the name of the place. And some fun things to do there and to just kind of hang out. Last year we went to one, I can't even tell you what it was. I'd have to look it up again, but I think it was like Hocking Hills area, but I think it was more like Logan or something. And it had a little stream that ran through it, and you could walk through the stream, and the dog loved it, and it was just a great time. We're going to have a good time on this one, too. It's just not as much things like that to do. I think it's more like a regular campground with pools and amenities and stuff like that. Okay, what's growing? Well, none of those green beans came up. So I haven't made it out there yet. We're going to retrench and leave the wood chips off of it. And I should be able to just get the wood chips off because I filled it with rabbit compost in there. So it should still be good. And then replant and hopefully get our green beans coming up. I do have one flower bed that isn't done yet. Or garden bed, sorry. That isn't done yet. That I was going to put zucchini and squash in, but I didn't get that done. I might still put some in there, because from what I understand, here in Ohio, we can put it in, and you're actually missing out on the vine borers and all that junk. So we might still try it. Then I have another one that's still empty. I was going to put some herbs in there. I might put some of the green beans in there, too, just to kind of shore it up. Other than that, we've had to pause for another coughing fit. The black beans are going like wildfire. A lot of those came up. They're really looking good. They're probably, I don't know, 12, 13 inches now. They're just about to where they're going to start vining up the stuff. So if you remember the video, if you saw the video, I have to take that front gate off so that they don't vine up it. I want them to vine up behind. or maybe over. I don't know where I'm gonna see, because that spot we let them kind of die before I harvest. So I guess I could actually leave that front one on, just let them vine up it, and because these are the Cherokee Trail of Tears beans. Hard for me to enunciate even more now with my voice being like this. So you let them grow, you let them die off, let them dry off out there, harvest them in the fall. I shell them, let them sit out and dry again, and then you can store them. This year we're going to try, if we get a good enough crop, I want to can some of them. And we get a good enough crop, we might grow a lot more of them. I might even have to rope into seeing if I could use a little bit of my dad's acreage and run some out there, because the youngest, she really loves black beans, so we're going to try some different things with them if we get enough of them to make them spicier and stuff too. Where are we? About to cough again. It is a chore here to catch my breath and that after the coughing, but you guys are worth it. Okay, the Azolla. I think I mentioned that. I did start the aquaponics system up. There's nothing growing in it, but I just let it kind of run through its course, and so then it drips back into, I used a big tote for that, and I just threw the almost dead, wasn't really looking all that great, Azolla in there, and less than a week, the whole top is covered with the Azolla. None of it's really huge yet. It's not growing roots, but man, it had just like shot up. I dipped my hand in, and there is a lot there, and just a little grab. So I can see how this could be used for feed the chickens, the ducks, that sort of stuff. So that gives me some inspiration to go further with making more areas to do that. I think next year we're going to go really wild on it, because if I get the ducks moved over and get them like a little stream going, Azolla loves nitrogen, and ducks and chickens poop nitrogen. So if I can set it up so that their little swim area, one second, drains off into an area where they can't get to, I can plant, I'm actually thinking about pumping it up, put your solids filter in to get rid of the solids, and then have it go through maybe even just some downspout, because I have some of those, and kind of drain and leave a hole with window screen in it so that the Azolla won't escape out, and just let that keep full of water and kind of go zigzag down and then back into their system, and hopefully that will keep the Azolla going great. I don't know how, like I said, we're still brainstorming on that, but I'd love to use that, and maybe even do kind of the same thing with the chickens, so I can utilize their nitrogen to make it. But I could always make chicken poop tea, put that in the system to grow Azolla off of. But I think the Azolla is going to be a nice, quick, easy, and cheap way to make a lot of feed for pretty much everything out there, but mainly it'll be the chickens and the ducks. The Azolla, okay, I've got two 3-year-old apple trees out there. The first year they were out there, sorry, that was a big coughing fit, and I unpaused it and had cough again. They did have some apples on there, and I was going to cut them off anyways to let them rut, but I didn't get the chance. The groundhogs took them. But these trees, I had 2 of them. The pink ladies, something like that, I think. They are actually, we're on clearance at Family Farm and Home for $2 a piece. So I've got $4 into these apple trees, and I got 2 of them out there. So hopefully, in 5-10 years, we'll be getting a lot of apples off of those. There's quite a few apples on them this year. I'm going to let them go this year and see if we get any apples and what they taste like. Okay, I think that's it on the what's growing. I think it's time to move on to the next topic, which would be the main topic. Today we're talking about recharging your soul in the garden. Sounds simple, right? But there's so much richness and depth in this idea that I just can't wait to, discuss it with you here. I don't know, you may be thinking, a garden? Really? That's where we're finding solace today? But just bear with me, sometimes I go off on tangents. But just picture a lush green space filled with the vibrant colors of blooming flowers, the gentle whisper of leaves rustling in the wind, and the serene sounds of birds singing their sweet songs. And someone calling from Menards that they need 2x4s brought up front. Oh, wait, that last part, that was what I hear sometimes. Okay, but all seriousness, it's not just about the physical space. It's about immersing yourself, in an environment that fosters growth, nurtures serenity, and invites reflection. Okay, and you don't need like a huge garden or even a green thumb to recharge your soul in the garden. I mean, you just have a small pot of herbs on your kitchen windowsill, maybe a hanging basket of flowers, or just some houseplants. It's not the size or the type that matters. It's the attention and attention. Did you hear that right? Because my voice is a little funny. Intention and attention you bring to that space. So you may be asking yourself, how do we go about this? I know I sound like a used car salesman, but consider that first, create a space that feels inviting to you, because this is all about you. It's not about me. It's what you find to, relax with in that. You might just want to add a bench or a comfortable chair where you can sit and just unwind. You can personalize your garden or your green space. Add a bird feeder maybe. Maybe not. I mean, that's up to you. But hang some wind chimes. I have several sets of wind chimes outside. They just, it really just kind of helps center me. Maybe have a water feature put in. I'm planning on putting a couple in on mine. It's important that you create an environment that speaks to your senses and actually draws you in. Like I said, you've seen some pictures of mine. I've got grand plans out there. It's just money and time to get it to where I want it to be. Because I'm coming to the terms that I'm going to be stuck here. Maybe. You never know. But at least for the next 2 years, I guarantee you that. So I'm trying to work on making it a nice, comfortable, serene place for me. Okay, then the next part of that's where you come in, where you truly start connecting. Like you sit quietly in your garden space. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and listen. Feel the sun on your skin, the wind in your hair. Smell the earth, the flowers. Engage with nature. It's in these quiet moments that we can recharge, refocus, and reconnect with ourselves. Okay, that's it with the... I like to play around with my voice when it's low like this because it sounds, so alluring. Okay, but, just a simple act of tending to plants can be incredibly therapeutic. Yeah, I'm not going to say that word. That's the word I want to use, but awesome for you and your soul. How's that? There's, at least for me, there's something about planting a seed or a plant. You water it, you nurture it, you watch it grow, and that kind of resonates with my innate human need to nurture, my need to nurture and to create. Hopefully, it will for you too. I believe that one of us can find a slice of solace in our own gardens or our own green spaces. I think they're very important. Maybe your garden's filled with roses, or perhaps it's a single pot of basil in your kitchen. I mean, the space is not as important as what it signifies. A place of growth, of quiet, and of healing. And with this voice and the sickness, I could use some healing. That's why I have some certain herbs and stuff growing out back to help heal. Let me pause it 1 second for a cough. I actually, for my throat, enjoy a good horehound candy, but I didn't get any last year. And the horehound is doing okay, but it's getting some thistles in. I need to go out there and clear those out, so hopefully it really grows good and I can make some homemade horehound candy. If you've never had it, Tractor Supply did carry some. I don't know if they still do. I haven't been in there forever. That was really good. It comes in like a white bag. But I encourage you today to go out and create your own healing garden, no matter how small or how you do it. Just make a space where you can sit, breathe, and be present. A space where you can nurture and be nurtured. That's the important part. This isn't just about you taking care of things. It's about those things taking care of you. I mean, recharge your soul. And I guess that's all I got to say today, because my coughs are coming a lot quicker and a lot more. I'm getting really dried out here. So with that, I'll say stay alive and keep on surviving.